2 seconds, everyone. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's T-Show, everyone. Check her out. Yeah, on Spotify and iTunes and everywhere else you can get excellent music. She's also going to be hitting out very soon, so look for her. T-Show is her name. Yes. Yeah, so now we're back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 13, episode 11, and this is the usual suspects, okay? So pretty much, oh yeah, I had one thing I was going to say, because I've been saying I was going to talk about this very briefly, even though it's none of my business, and I really don't like to get into other YouTubers' situation. But I was thinking about the situation between Funky Dineva and Michelle Brown, you know, and I was like, oh, like, it's been 6 years since this thing has gone on, and I was just like, I just thought about it, and I felt, oh, like, black YouTubers are already, like, scraping at the bottom of the barrel, you know. We literally don't get as much, you know, publicity and all of that. While I totally get it, you know, but I just wish, you know, we can just do, you know, reach for higher and work together, you know. If it ain't bringing you money, I mean, I totally get it. However, you know, 6 years is way too long to keep. Anyways, Atlanta, okay. No judgment zone. Yeah, that's well. And I really wanted to start there. I have a question for you guys. Do you guys think that if this was a bachelor's party and it had been Mike's bachelor party, do you guys think that we would hear anything about what went down at the bachelor party? I know Todd had the bachelor party and they showed us a little bit, and I think Peter actually hosted that bachelor party and they had, you know, strippers and all of that. But beyond what we saw at the beginning and a few tricks here and there, that was pretty much it. We didn't see or hear anything else about what went down that night. So it's just why do women always feel, why do we, you know, like feel the need to go so hard at each other? Like, you know, is it really that deep? Anyways, I know it's entertainment and all. However, I just know that if it was the guys, you would never hear anything of it. It don't matter what beef they have. Anyways, the usual suspects, okay? So, oh yeah, and of course, Claudia Jordan too was sounding off about Kenya and this whole situation, and Claudia was going, oh, if the case had been reversed and it was Kenya, Portia and the others would be dragging Kenya. And I'm thinking, no. If Kenya is a single girl or a single woman and she wants to, like, it's her body too, so she can, like, I just don't agree with it, okay? That's just my take. I don't agree with it. They are adults. They are responsible for themselves and their behavior and their bodies. You know, people should stop trying to police other people's pussy, okay? Moving right along. So we're back at the dinner. And of course, Latoya they're trying to get that through Latoya's crab broil. You know, Latoya said she doesn't cook. Her mom cooks for her. So good luck, ladies. Okay. So Cynthia's like, yeah, she will just be collecting and she's thanking Candy for a great night and how she brings out, Cynthia actually brings out a whole sheet of paper. She said, yeah, she got notes because she learned a few tricks and all of that. And yeah, she can certify that for sure Bolo's thing was real. And yeah, that she got really hot and bothered watching the ladies do all that they were doing, and she was like, ooh, okay. And she went back home to finish herself off. I like how Cynthia is really very honest and just, you know, putting it out there. So nobody's going to, you know, be dragging her, okay? Now, it now goes on to Bolo. And Bolo's thing being real. Portia said so. That, yeah, honey, that thing was real. And of course, it's making everybody like, okay, Portia, what you're saying it's real because, and of course, Kenya can't help but in her head say, or in the green room say, yes, Portia, because you had that little thing in you and you were like, oh, hit it, daddy, hit it, not daddy. Whew. So, at this point, Latoya now goes in and is like, yeah, Drew, you're married, so how come you know like all this about Bolo, and how come you claim to be? And Drew's like, girl, you're my biggest fan. Why are you coming at me? Like, you have to ask everybody here to be coming at me. Like, yes, why do you need to ask? Like, it doesn't make sense. You're a married woman, and I'm divorced and I'm single. This is according to Latoya. So, was it Drew? And Drew is like, girl, don't come at me like that. You're my fan, and I know what that. And she's like, yeah, I'm your only fan. Girl, bye. But Drew is like, girl, I know you're a fan, and pretty much this is what fans do. They sit around and watch, okay? Now, at this point, we see Latoya now turning to Kenya and saying, yeah, Kenya, how come you were investigating that we didn't really like all of that? Why did you feel a need to investigate? And Kenya's like, what in the world is going on? Girl, you must have had too much peach juice. And now you're coming over here to bring that bullshit to me. Yes, I was investigating because I wanted to know who was with the stripper, okay? Kenya was busting it wide open, so why is she so bothered? So the other ladies are like, yeah, Kenya, why are you so interested? And of course, Drew is saying, Kenya, you were also busted. Is there an issue? Did something go amiss? No. Latoya, we're just trying to understand where Latoya is really coming from. What is Latoya? Is she angry at Kenya, or is she really upset? Like, Latoya, you're all over the place. You have to either ride with Kenya, or you're not for Kenya. I don't know. Anyways, is Kenya mad because she didn't get some? And they're like, well, listen, guys, it was a sex party. No, it wasn't a sex party. It was actually a bachelorette party. And whatever happened there, it shouldn't be. You should have gotten yourself some. So at this point, everybody's trying to chime in. With the people are just saying that, you know what, it wasn't that big a deal. And whose room was it? Of course, we see, the thing is, everybody is saying, well, it wasn't my room. It wasn't my room. Whose room was it? It was the room beside, it was Portia's room. So Portia, like, I know you're not talking about me. She's saying all this, Kenya. You can see, obviously, Portia and Tanya are sitting really, really uncomfortable. You can see, because Portia is not saying anything. She's, literally like, but she's uncomfortable. She's not eating either. And at this point, Tanya's like, well, if you're talking about that, it was happening in Portia's room, the morning and the groaning was happening in Portia's room. I slept in Portia's room last night. Girl, Tanya, nobody asked you. Like, why are you giving yourself? Oh, that's the crime. So, of course, at this point, because pretty much it could have been Drew, it could have been Drew, it could have been Tanya, it could have been any of the other girls. Or because Kenya had only said she heard Portia's voice and she could distinctly hear Portia's voice. But she knew that there were 3 people there, but she didn't know who the 3rd person was. And at this point, Tanya saying she was in the room is placing herself literally at the crime scene. So now we all know that it was Tanya. Oh, girl. Anyways, Candy is like, really? Girl, what are you doing? Like, why did you... So you put yourself in the crime scene, Tanya, okay? It's Tanya time! So of course at this point, Marlo is like, well, whatever happened, whoever, if there was a stripper there, if they had a stripper, Portia like, is that what you're really gonna say? And she's like, no, Marlo is saying pretty much you're adults, which is what I've been saying. You're an adult, it's your pussy, you can do whatever you want to do with it. You're only accountable to God and to your man, if you have one, or your husband, if you have one, period. No one needs to come at you with all the bullshit of, trying to call people a hoe, of course, we now have Kenya going on and saying, well, you should have probably, if you wanted to do all of that, you should have done it in your house. You shouldn't, all that moaning. And I'm like, what is the issue with the moaning and groaning? Well, my daughter was here, and everybody's like, girl, why are you so bothered, Kenya? Why are you so bothered, Anyways, here comes the judgment of Kenya, okay? It was disgusting, you should have kept all of that at home. My daughter was here. You can't shade me, At this point, she's kind of like trying to say that Portia and whoever else sleeping with a stripper, it was a whole move. But is it a whole move because they slept with a stripper? Or is it a whole move because they slept not in their homes? So would it have been okay if they had slept with the stripper in their houses? Or would it have been okay if they had... I'm really not understanding Kenya's point. Like, is she saying they should. I really don't get Kenya's point. She's saying if they did it at home, where so you can do all your bad deeds so long as you're doing it at home behind your doors. Make it make sense. Anyways, Portia, like, you know what, she's done. She's ready to go home, okay? And she gets up and she leaves and she pays Kenya dust. And she says, you know what, girl, you can't shade me, you know? Good luck trying to shade what God has built, okay? Bye! So Portia excuses herself and she leaves. And of course, at this point, Latoya, like, Kenya, you see what you've done? Like, you've made everything so uncomfortable. And Kenya doesn't really care. But Candy says, girl, this is a no judgment zone. You know, it just didn't make any sense why you are coming at anybody. You know, it just doesn't make any sense. Kenya, apparently, like Drew says, must be hearing voices in her head. I totally agree. I'm saying there are things, Portia, just own it, girl. Just own it. Keep it real. You guys keep it 100, okay? Keep it real, Portia. I don't think Portia is not keeping it real. She just doesn't feel the need to defend herself in front of Kenya. You know, I think it's her business, you know, pretty much that's just me. I'm not going to call another woman a whore, whatever, just because, you know, it's her life. It's her pussy, so we're not going to be policing it, period. Back in the ATL. So, of course, ladies are getting to tell the story. We see Drew telling her husband, Ralph, and they're trying to move and all of that. We see Candy telling Don Juan what happened about the box and the package and everything. And then, of course, we also see Cynthia telling Mike Hill, her man, what happened. And Mike is like, oh, what? Whoa. Slow back, take it back. She's like, yes. So he came, Bolo was there, and so everybody's giving their version. And the men are like, okay, they really want more. They want all the juice, okay? So, of course, Cynthia is telling Mike that, okay, yeah, that thing is real. Mike wants to know, how the hell, girl, did you know it was real? How did you know it was real? And she's like, yeah, he whipped it out and whipped it back in. Yeah, he whipped it out and whipped it back in. That won't do Bolo any justice doing that. But anyways, yeah. And he's like, no, you mean he just whipped it out and just whipped it back in and that was it? Nobody looked at it, nobody. And of course, we also see Ralph trying to find out what really happened. And Drew's like, yeah, he turned me on my back and I was clapping and girl, what really? Anyways, Drew is like, you know what? I don't know what happened in Miami. You didn't tell me anything. So I don't feel a need to really tell you everything. You know, I don't know if there was somebody else with you or you. And Ralph is kind of defensive and say, oh, Drew, you're trying to flip this, right? But you know what, girl? I ain't got time now. I'll come back to this story later. And of course, Candy is telling Don Juan, and Don Juan is like, oh, no wonder he got a call from the taxi service saying, oh, he didn't show up, Bolo didn't show up until about 7 o'clock. Okay, so we can see that truly Bolo knows Portia for real. And it's Tanya time. And of course, at this point, Candy lets him know that Tanya is the one saying, oh, that she was at the crime scene, that she was in Portia's room. And of course, it just all. But I mean, you can see everybody's like, okay, at this point, we now know that obviously something went down, and it was Portia and Tanya, and pretty much Tanya is going to have to explain to her man what really went down. Period. Moving right along. Yes, it was a bachelor party, and pretty much Drew is saying to Ralph, it was a bachelor party. Yeah, they did go a little like, but there's just no need. Like I said, if it was a guy's bachelor party, the ladies would never know what happens. So why do women always feel a need to, you know, come back and be the good wife? And you know, I'm like, girl, yeah. That's just my thought. What do you guys think? If the tables were turned, will the guys come back and tell the ladies everything that happened? I don't know. Well, Ralph still wants more details. So Kenya is doing this photo shoot for Alpha magazine and she's very excited. Kenya looks hot. Listen, you can't take that from me. Kenya is a beauty. Listen, you can't take that from Kenya. I think Kenya is almost 50 or she's 48, but she is still stunning. So at this point, Latoya comes with some cake and she's like, yeah. So Kenya like, girl, you know I really want to smash this cake in your face, right? Why? Yeah, I really want to smash this cake in your face because you know what? You saw what happened at the whole thing. It was such a big mess, you know, and you were my only friend, and you saw how Portia, you know, literally came at me, and you know what I've been going through with my daughter and Mark's situation, and she just kind of felt attacked by Portia, who led the girls to keep attacking her, you know. And I'm thinking, okay, I think now finally Kenya is admitting to some truth, and she's like, yeah, you know that obviously I have a crush on you. Aha. So now we actually get to understanding why Kenya is so mad. Because Kenya really wanted Latoya for herself, and Portia got to it first. So now we really get why Kenya is so mad. And Kenya says she's never really been with a woman, and of course Latoya is like, yay, very excited that, oh, because she feels Kenya is not one to open up, and she's happy that Kenya is kind of revealing herself to her. Like I said, I've been asking, do you think this friendship is going to go far? Kenya and Latoya's friendship, do you think this is based off on you know, like, is this really a real friendship? Because it happened so fast, you know. And I'm wondering, and you see how Latoya was so quick to flip on Kenya, you know, at literally every time the girls had an issue with Kenya, at no point did Latoya stand up and say, hey, you know, maybe, you know, she was dealing with this situation. I mean, at least once or twice Candy actually, you know, stood up for Kenya. Latoya never did. But anyway, Latoya's grown enough to say, girl, I'm sorry, you know, I totally get it, you know, I was just having fun, you know. Yeah, I know Portia might be your enemy. She ain't my enemy. She wants to be me though, but she's not my enemy, you know. And I'm like, girl, but anyways, Latoya owns it, and she's apologetic. Drew is sorry. Okay, so moving right along. So of course, at this, before this, we also see Kenya saying, yeah, I heard that you are having some kind of threesome with Drew and Portia and Tanya. And Latoya like, girl, no such thing happened. Okay, Latoya. I guess you must have had a lot of alcohol, so you don't remember all the going on. And of course, at this point, Kenya is trying to say, you know what, so now we know that Tanya was in the crime scene and she gave herself up. Because at that point, Kenya really didn't know who the other person was, of course, right? But now we know. And she's like, okay, so we know now that Portia and Tanya are friends. Oh, that is so funny. So of course, at this point, they get to laughing. We see Tanya saying there was no threesome, nothing happened. But yes, indeed, she only kissed Portia and that was it. Okay, and after that, I think she had an upset tummy and she had to leave. So she really wasn't there till the end. Portia and Drew get to sitting down in Portia's house. They're back in Atlanta, of course, like I said. And Drew is like, okay, girl, your house is really cool. Drew lives like 8 minutes away from Portia. So they get to talking about the whole situation and what happened and how it was a good night, and at the end of the day how Kenya, you know, was trying to do the merry-go-round and trying to investigate and do her law and order SVU situation, Kenya edition. Anyway, ask me, pay her dust, okay? According to Portia, pay her dust. Like, you know, you ain't here. Portia ain't here for it. I think at this point Portia has kind of learned how to handle Kenya, you know, and it's pretty much to just pay her dust. So long as Kenya doesn't address her directly, pay her dust. So long as she didn't ask or call my name, or, you know, I'm just going to ignore her. The girl is tired. She just needs, she needs to get a life. Anyway, and because you girls have been breaking girl code, I ain't hanging with you guys no more, okay? So at this point, Ralph calls, hey bitch, what are you doing? What are you doing? I'm like, oh, Latoya, and Drew gets to saying, oh, I'm on my way home, you know, I've done the groceries or whatever, and I'm coming. I'm pushing like, girl, it rolled off your mouth so quick. I have to keep you accountable, okay? Yeah, but Drew's like, well, it wasn't really a lie. I'm on my way home. Did you tell Ralph everything? Yeah, I told him everything, you know, but I really don't know what he was doing in Tampa, and because of that, I don't feel I need to tell him everything, you know, but I don't know. So at this point, Portia asks her the real question, like, girl, do you really think anything happened when he went to Tampa? I don't think he cheated, but you know, you really don't know, and at this point it kind of makes you insecure, and they talk about the insecurities, and when you and I totally get it. If you've ever been with a man that has ever cheated before, it leaves you in a state of, you know, is he out doing something? Is he not out doing something, you know? And it's just a terrible and horrible place to be, because even for someone that is so beautiful, like Portia is, even Drew, you still begin to doubt and say, hey, you know, can I really trust him? You know, is he being faithful and all of that? What's going on with Dennis? I really don't care about Dennis, okay? Moving right along. Cynthia's feet are getting ashy. I think Cynthia wants to take that ashy feet. Bye, Ashy, from Kenya. Because her daughter is happy to point out, Mom, you got ashy feet. And Cynthia's like, girl, child, I can't do anything about it. I better cover those feet. Cover my feet up, okay? Kenya is now at her lawyer's, and she's getting to talk to the lawyer. And they're trying to explain what's been going on. And she's like, yeah, I have something to tell you. I have something to share with you. And the lawyer like, I have something to share with you too. Okay. She gets to talking about Mark, and it looks like, you know, Mark keeps on sending her some messages, some songs, and they're like love songs and things, you know, and he has a playlist of songs of when they were together and happy times. And the lawyer's like, he sent this to you recently? And she's like, yeah, like last week, not too long ago. And at this point, the lawyer hits her well with some papers and is like, well, I have this to share with you. Mark filed. What? Yeah, Mark has filed for divorce. And we see the production asking Kenya, how come you're only asking for you're filing for custody and not filing for a divorce? And you can tell that the whole why Kenya is so in her emotion is that Kenya is hoping. You see, Mark is pretty much playing Kenya like a fiddle. Yep, Mark is playing Kenya like a fiddle. Mark is pretty much, I think Mark really pretty much got into this relationship to use Kenya. But he didn't want the publicity of it. But he just wanted to get the money out of Kenya. Because her lawyer is saying not only did he file, he didn't ask for custody of Brooklyn. He's leaving that up to the courts to decide. But he's asking for alimony? Really? After he told the whole world, and they show a flashback of how if Kenya wants all his money, she can get all his money, and he'll build his business back up. And all I remember when Todd was saying, guy, no, you ain't doing that. You know, so I'm thinking to myself, what really has Mark been playing at? Or is he, because it's alleged that Mark really is worth about 20 million or something like that, because with his restaurant, but can it be that Mark is really not, why else would he be asking for alimony from Kenya? It just doesn't make any sense. So you can see Kenya is obviously distraught. She's upset. And I really feel for Kenya at this point. And I'm sad because I think Kenya has been had by Mark. And I hope that she now really sees him for who he is. In that she's been trying to serve him and she can't find him. Every time they go there, someone says, oh, he doesn't live here, he's not here. And her lawyer has been good enough to say he can't file for the divorce without at her in New York. He's got to do it in Atlanta, which is where she lives. And hopefully he's going to, you know, take it back and do it properly in the right way. But anyway, Kenya needs to buckle up because it's going to be a long, drawn out fight. And at this point, the fight for Brooklyn is pretty much on. I feel sad for Kenya. It's sad. It's sad. Mark is a jerk. You know, I really don't like Kenya as a person because all the while when other people were going through divorces, she was never really a good friend to them, at least to Portia, to Nene, you know. So, but at the same time, you just never want to see anyone go through this amount of pain over a man that really doesn't care. I think Kenya was still holding on and hoping that, you know, they will get back together. You see her saying, why can't they just talk about it? Why can't they just talk and, you know, communicate? Why can't things be better? I'm not really sure Mark was ever really into Kenya. And I feel that way because we never saw any part of Mark and Kenya, you know, in any romantic light at all, ever. It was us always, you know, Mark was brought in like, Ken, you know, rein it in, you know, and it was just always been contentious. So I'm not really sure that relationship was ever really real. Anyway, still to come. There's still so much going to happen. Portia is going to own her her side of the Bolo relationship. We'll see what happens. They're gonna go to New Orleans. There's still so much to happen. But I really do want you guys to tell me, if the situation was turned and it had been a bachelor party with Todd, Michael, Ralph, and all the other guys, you know, and there were strippers, do you think the guys will go back home and tell the ladies everything that happened? You know, what do you guys think? Anyways, thanks for watching. Be sure to share, be sure to like and subscribe. Oh yeah, and don't forget to check me out on Instagram and on Facebook. Yes. Thanks for watching, guys. Whoop whoop.